Tennessee Death Row Dogs, your local dog rescue nonprofit. Talkopolis, the social media TV network for your city.
Hi guys, welcome to Nashville's Best, where we showcase the very best in Nashville. And today we are talking to TJ Cates from Keller Williams Real Estate. They're in Green Hills. Welcome, TJ.
Thank you very much, Kane. How are you doing, sir?
I'm doing very, very well.
Great.
Tell me about, I mean, you've not from Nashville specific, but you've been here for the last 6 months and started to make a big impact in the realtor world, obviously with one of the best local Nashville real estate agents. Tell me about the move and what's been happening.
Well, in Memphis, I've been a real estate agent for like 20 years in the state of Tennessee. What we had was the economy affected everybody during the building boom, and then it kind of dropped out. Mm-hmm. So what I did was I just kind of brought the things that we did that worked in Memphis because the economy's a little bit better. So I brought it here to Nashville, and it's just really taken off. I mean, the areas here are just unbelievable. We have East Nashville, we have Green Hills, we have Brentwood, Franklin, now Leapers Fort we're developing down there. So what I've gotten into is a lot of real estate developments, new construction, and a lot of celebrity type people that want to go buy like their farm and do big custom homes. So pretty much cover everything.
Well, I mean, talking about that in those pockets, I mean, East Nashville is such a hot place. Even Germantown now is really starting to go ahead. But you find different demographics of people in those areas. You talk about Leapers Fork, where there's some sprawling hills and multi-million dollar homes.
Sprawling hills, yes.
But, I mean, for you as a realtor, that's fantastic that you can delve into all those markets.
Well, it comes from my background as being a builder. We would have, say, 10 to 12 neighborhoods all over the county, in Shelby County. We would have, of course, the custom homes, and then we would have the smaller entry-level homes. And that's something that I really enjoy a lot as a younger couples or even individuals that move here when they're paying rent, $700, $800 a month. We were talking about that a minute ago, and it's so cool. If somebody can buy a car now, credit-worthy, they can sign a lease, they can pretty much buy a house. Now, I do have a big mortgage banking background, but then I have Mark Neely here that I work with. And we're able to get people in for zero down, which I didn't think would ever come back. So say somebody's paying $1,000 a month for rent, we might get them in a house for $900.
Yeah, I mean, Mark's been on this show also. He's fantastic. It's great you guys have teamed up, working with one another. Let's talk about the specifics. I know that the economy's sort of been a bit all over the place, and there's probably some people who are pretty scared to get out of renting and don't think that they can get into buying a house. And still, I think the great dream is for someone to be paying their own house off rather than paying rent to someone else. But it is possible now. It
is possible, and that's something, I mean, there's some great places to go rent here in Nashville, but why not go ahead and buy? And just because you're single and you want to buy a house, don't be afraid of it. Go ahead and get it. You can get a condo. There's lots of things that you can buy. I sell a lot of things down in the Gulch. I mean, there's tons of listings that they can go to my website and they can see the listings and get a condo now because you've got the tax break. 100% of your interest, which is a majority of your mortgage note, is going to be tax deductible. There's people in their 25 to 30 making 50 to 100,000 maybe, and they have no tax breaks. When right now, it's time to do taxes.
Yeah, I mean, I think that people find that, they're in a better position once they get into that house and they don't have to pay that rent and they can get those tax breaks to move forward. And I've actually seen some of my friends get into that first one and now they're moving on to their second one and they've also got an investment property.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you're just moving on. You got to get that first one in there. So, just to get out of the apartment, get out of the rental. And I have some builders that I work with here that will give you 6 months to a year. And if you're in a lease, and you can go ahead and do your contract now. You can pick out your granite, your hardwood, your stainless steel, whatever your selections are. We can be building your house while you're still in your rental. So you're just moving with no money down again.
I mean, and there's such an influx of people moving to Nashville always because of the music industry, the healthcare industry as well is boomtown here at the moment.
Yeah.
But it is such a unique place in that it is still a large country town, but you can have that inner city living of downtown. The Gulch is kind of a little more cosmopolitan.
Yeah.
Then the loft living in Germantown,
right.
The small homes in East Nashville, the sprawling hills out in Franklin. I mean, it is incredible. What would be your demographic that you find that you deal with most?
I got to say, it's just really equal. I mean, I have a lot of music friends that are here and entertainers, and they don't know that they can buy. We can actually use iTunes in different ways if they have income to qualify them whenever they just, they're getting 1099 from all these different places. Mostly, I would say the 200 to 450 range is pretty much the middle. Now, something new that we've started, there's not really that many custom builders. When they took the fall a few years back, a lot of them went away. We actually do custom. I'm affiliated with some custom home builders, and they can actually build up to $2.5–3 million on somebody's land. So that's something that's pretty popular with the entertainment people around town.
It's fantastic, and we touched on that. Let's talk about that a little bit more, because it's not just with entertainment that perhaps you've got different streams of income. Perhaps you think, I haven't had a steady job for a long period of time.
Doesn't matter.
And exactly. And
well,
with
as long as you're working, it
yeah,
doesn't matter. If you're fresh out of college and you started and you signed on and you know, you're qualified, as long as you're credit worthy. And if your parents want to put down any kind of money, there's a gift letter. Well, they'll actually allow them to do that. The seller pays closing. There's ways in there. But, you know, we're looking at the people in Nashville also that already have a home. They've been here 15, 20 years, and they're maybe, say, Green Hills. Everything's built up around them. Their house, maybe they bought it 30 years ago. Now it's worth $600,000, $700,000, $800,000. Pocket some of that money. Let us go get you into another house, maybe in Westmead or somewhere that's a little bit more calmed down. And I deal with some customers right now that are getting in and they're buying some of these homes that are sitting empty and they're flipping them. I mean, I'm a great person to go to for that. If they just go to my website, and then they can go and they can check every single listing across the whole Nashville area. If somebody's looking for rental income, you don't have to call me. You don't have to send me an email. A lot of websites that have this, they want you to check in. They want to get your phone number and your contact information. I don't do any of that. I mean, we're all grown-ups here. If you see what you like, call me. We'll go look at it. One of the people on my team will be glad to meet you out the same day. We'll get right back with you, but we don't bother anybody. So it's all right there for you. Just go hit the website.
I think that's incredibly reassuring for anyone who's out there to think that they can go and, you know, dip their toe in the water and not feel like they're being bombarded with emails or having to leave their names or addresses or anything like that. Let's just talk about Nashville itself. I mean, you said that you've come from Memphis and you've moved up to Nashville now. And I guess that is what's the economic climate like for people and buyers in Nashville? Do you think it's a steady market at the moment? It's the time to buy?
We're getting multiple offers. And one thing that I do also is I list your property, and we have a really good marketing strategy to sell it, not to just list it and put a sign in the yard. We actually have a really good way of selling it. But the market is really good. The climate's good. We have multiple offers on houses that we list. I mean, you're looking at, there was one like 16, 17 offers the same day. So, I mean, there's people out there that are wanting to buy. So it's really good on both sides. It's not a buyer's market. It's not a seller's market. It's just a really good, strong market right now.
Well, it's the perfect time to buy. So for everyone out there watching this, jump on TJ's site, TJ Cates, and he is the Nashville's best realtor. So drop in and see him. We'll see you next time again on Nashville's Best.